Previously on Pace.
Yeah, it seems we're being framed for an explosion.
Zkiel. He's been spotted in Triumph. There are folks wearing kind of similar uniforms to the people that stormed past the garbage that you were hiding in.
We were praying.
To Zed?
No, to our creator.
Like, if we find Zkiel, what are we doing?
Roman and Jackson see Zkiel just kind of sitting on the floor.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You were looking for me?
Lily's just gonna do a bit of a sharp intake of breath as Jackson's like, hey, how's it going? She's going to just do a short bow. Greetings, Master Angel, Holy Angel, perhaps. We thank you for your hospitality.
Finally one who acts with deference.
I do a small bow / curtsy.
Yeah, same. Jackson's gonna stop taking the lead on this one. He's cool. He got no idea what he's doing.
You were looking for me?
We thought you might have some connection with things that have been happening around us. Apologies for any unnecessary pings of your attention.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What are you offering?
Well, I suppose before we get into what we're offering, we should consider what you can give us as well.
You've come to me. He is still seated at this point, just on the floor. There's no chairs or anything. He's kind of sitting cross-legged on the floor.
This guy was a lot cooler last time we saw him.
Was he?
You may be misremembering that interaction, Jackson. He was wearing cooler clothes, I presume.
He's not in any kind of cowboy get-up, no.
Exactly.
He's just wearing I guess I would term it business casual.
Lily does not know this.
Hey, Zed, is there room for more people in Clearwater?
Wait, what?
I'm not signing all of us up for this, okay? I'm just asking for me. Sorry, I should be
What are you offering?
Well, I don't really have much to go back to. Clearwater seems pretty chill.
Jackson, we may be able to get our lives back. It might not be prudent to immediately offer up the rest of your existence.
Okay, well, what other ideas do you have?
Well, we could certainly personally offer some amount of worship to Zkiel here. We could also ask what he would like for an offering. Zkiel?
I'm not sure that you six have that much to offer, in all honesty.
That's fair.
Then I have to ask, why the invitation?
I guess I just wanted to see what would happen. Also, I guess we felt it was easier if we were dictating the terms. And you hear footsteps behind you, and these three militia folks that you have bumped into a few times are behind you now.
This is going well.
Roman and Jackson, you recognize them. There is a man, a woman, and the third one, what looks like a man, but you're sure it's not.
Baxter, you betrayer.
No, it's not. There's no Baxter here. You don't. Apart from the fact that you've noticed them before, you don't recognize them from anything before today or anything like that.
Zkiel, I see you have more guests. How wonderful. Although I will note that you haven't offered any of the 9 of us now a place to sit.
Red, green, blue, purple, orange, and yellow light. Oh, and I guess 3 more colors for the watches, huh? And 3 other, let's say, indigo, violet, teal light kind of streams up from the floor, brightly kind of almost making you look away for a moment before it kind of congeals and you see 6 chairs and 3 little pedestals that kind of emerge in this house.
I go place Alexander on a pedestal and sit down. No, never mind. I don't, because I can't see shit. God damn it.
Alexander kind of guides you towards the chairs and pedestals. Look, it's easy enough to have this take place on our turf. You 6 are loose ends, and I think that's not something that we can abide by. And Zkiel indicates himself and the other three. Unless you have anything to offer, I think we're done here.
Well, Zedkiel, I do, of course, the six of us would offer you all deference, as we have been. However, you aren't, at the moment, exactly engaging in the rules that bind us all.
Mm-hmm.
Considering a prompt at start was necessary, which may be more acceptable to a being such as our dear Roman here, or any of our three new individuals. But for a being such as yourself, I would assume a far greater grasp of hospitality. I'm sure that you're not overtly threatening us with your grace here in your own house that you have invited us into.
Zedkiel looks at one of these three militia folks, the one that seems to have been kind of taking the lead, and then looks back to the six of you. Very well. Can I get you some food?
Yes, a small amount of food would be quite wonderful, thank you.
Okay. Some more coloured light kind of streams up from the floor, and as it fades, it is left behind a small table filled with like to go, like, you know, individually wrapped snack bars and stuff like that.
Oh, wonderful. Lily is going to encourage the two others to grab a snack bar and pass one to her.
Oh, and on the table also are proprietary charging cables.
Most generous. Thank you so very much, Zedkiel. But you see, the way that you have engaged in this is as much a shackle to yourself as it is us, and it seems that you have forgotten how to wear the shackle.
Zedkiel is silent at this.
Now, we have come into your home after invitation and explicit invitation. We were not offered any of the trappings of hospitality. Can Lily make a quick practice roll to see if she reckons like the appearance of the goons is a threat or like a trap, or if that's just kind of, or if she doesn't reckon she can spin that?
I also have something I want to try with the goons.
Sure. Roll it, Lily. While Lily is kind of mulling this over, Jackson?
Jackson walks up to the goons and says, "Hey, I'm Jackson. It's a pleasure to meet you." He extends his hand for a handshake.
The one that you're quite certain isn't human reaches out to shake your hand, and you feel, after it has shaked your hand, I'll call it he, I guess, because it is kind of presenting to you as a man while you're not using the sight. Your hand feels both warm and like it has been licked.
All right, okay. And what is your name?
End of days.
So edgy.
All right. I mean, I would go through this with the other two.
The woman of the group has not said anything, but she does nod at you. The man, who seems to have been the leader, he pauses for a moment, and then almost like a switch being flicked, you see him suddenly become very friendly, and he jumps up and kind of, you know, grasps your hand and shakes it and says, "Pleasure, it's my pleasure to meet you."
Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Max.
Max, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Same to you, friend. And Jackson, was it?
Yes.
Many pleasant tidings, Jackson, pleasant tidings. And then he sits back down, and again, like a switch being flicked off, he just goes back to being blank-faced, and then kind of looks at you and nods solemnly.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I could go back to the group then. That was fucking weird.
Was that your whole plan to introduce yourself?
I was hoping it would go somewhere.
Well played.
I mean, I could start ripping it to Zedkiel if we want, but
I think
Lily's given that a go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lily, you've kind of ascertained the situation,
and she got a +4.
+4. I think the militia goons being here is an implicit threat, but not one that I think is enough of a weak point. I would say it's not
something to hammer on.
Not something to hammer on. But with that practice roll, I will give you something, which is that Alexandra, I think, kind of vibrates subtly on your wrist, and looking down, you see just the word sight.
Do I?
Oh, sorry, no, you don't. I guess you hear Alexandra kind of quietly whisper it to you.
I think like Lily would have just like an earpiece in, like basically since she's been blind. So
Yeah,
Alexandria doesn't have to yell out, go left,
Yes.
go right.
Yeah.
And then she will turn on her sight.
You're expecting to be blinded. You're not. There's this like bright, obviously very, very bright flash of color, but it seems that the strength that Zedkiel had in the past has greatly diminished recently. He is almost not, like you're seeing a lot of color in your eyes, definitely, and you can't really make anything out, but you're not injured by it. You're not like burned by it to the extent that you were in Clearwater.
I mean, that sort of leads into, I guess, an idea I wanted to push. I suppose Jackson's just going to go to ZKL. And so, it seems like Mr. Gray is sure getting a lot of attention with these new updates to the Gray links.
It was always the plan.
Yeah, okay. So you are in leagues with him. Okay. Any chance that's not working out for you or anything?
I think it's working out pretty good for me, I would say. I don't know what loose ends like yourselves have to offer to this conversation.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something. Hold on.
Zedkiel, can I ask why you are referring to us as loose ends?
You're unclean to be tidied up. You've ineffectually stumbled onto something much bigger than you, and I, or we, and Zedkiel motions to everyone, the three and himself, don't have to worry about you. You'll be taken care of.
By the four of you?
Well, I don't see any need for myself to get that involved.
Well, okay, by your three greys.
Sure.
Can we look at them in the site? Sorry. Like, what's...
It's going to be hard to make out any details in the site because there is so much color coming from ZKL. But roll for me. Roll practice.
Uh-huh. Oh, hell yeah, that's a 4.
Okay, here's what you're going to see from that. One, first off, the character that introduced themselves to you as End of Days, looking at them in the site, you just basically see that they are melting, effectively. A melting person. Most of their flesh is kind of sloughing down their face, except for parts where it looks like it's almost frozen. You're not really able to reconcile those two ideas. It looks like partially... You know how chocolate, once you leave it out in the sun, but then you kind of bring it back into the cold, it kind of melts but then solidifies?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that, but with flesh. Looking at the woman, you see that not that much strange about her, although you do see that there's a kind of soft glowing coming from like around her neck, or not her neck, kind of, her what do you call that part? It's like just underneath your neck, like your clavicle. Is that it?
I think so.
Anyway, and the man, the kind of dour man who seems to be their leader, you see standing behind him a soft spectral figure with its hand on his shoulder, kind of patting him on the back with a huge goofy grin on its face.
Oh, funky.
Okay.
You rolled pretty good, so I'll give you some good little hints as to who these three are. So yes, Zedkiel kind of continues. You've kind of set him off on a bit of a rant about the fact that you six, are just kind of trespassing on something that is far beyond you. You know what I mean? You've clearly touched a bit of a nerve there.
Mm-hmm. So Lily is going to patiently wait for him to finish ranting.
And he finishes. So tell me, what possible reason is there for us to keep you around? Roman, why don't you roll a wits check for me?
I got +1.
Did you turn on your sight, Roman?
No, I wouldn't have. I think I'm too afraid after that time I threw up.
Then, Jackson, I'll get you to roll a wits check as well for me. Roman, you don't notice much, but you do see, you're kind of the closest sitting towards these other three, and you do see a smirk appear on the face of End of Days while Zedkiel is going off on this rant.
So that was a wits check?
Yep.
It's going to be a 6 for your boy.
You see this figure standing behind Max, this kind of spectral figure, just kind of starts giggling uncontrollably as Zedkiel goes on this rant.
Is this... I turned to Jackson. Is this a trap?
I mean, that's overselling it a bit. Or overselling us a bit, I think.
The Lily, the woman who is closest to you three, says, I mean, surely by now it's become obvious that this is a trap, right?
Oh, that's awesome. Cool, thanks.
Wait, so who just told us that?
The woman who didn't really introduce herself to
Okay.
Jackson, but just kind of nodded. The one who has a glowing clavicle.
Glowing clavicle lady.
Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah.
You mean a trap for us, right? Just so we're on the same page. You guys aren't about to, like, betray Zedkiel or anything?
The lady does not respond to that.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Okay. It seemed like a long shot, but I figured I might as well check.
She looks over to End of Days, who holds up 4 fingers at her.
So after patiently waiting for Zedkiel to finish his rant, she's going to look over at him and say, by the ancient customs of humanity and all others that we deal with, you have failed in your expectations as a host. Zedkiel, you explicitly invited us to this house of yours. You brought us in here, implicitly and explicitly bade us enter. You sat and have continued to sit while forcing your guests to stand. A most unhospitable action. Then, after being reminded of your duties as a host, you brought out chairs to sit and pedestals for our friends to be placed on. After your second reminder as your failure to be a host, you brought out food stuff and sustenance for our friends. However, your failures of a host are threefold in that you brought in your allies here who have confirmed with us that this is a trap. You are expecting to trap us. We believe you are expecting to trap us. Yeah. You have also failed to sufficiently nourish us by the lacking of any offer of a drink. I'm now flailing. Help.
Yeah, the muesli bars, they were shitty home brand ones. I'd point a half-eaten muesli bar at them.
And we have been nothing but gracious guests who have profusely thanked you for your invitation. Thank you for inviting us, bidding us to enter. Thank you for the seats. Thank you for the food. And yet you have continued to act against us, not only as a failure of a host, but as an enemy here after explicitly bidding us enter and implicitly granting us safety.
You also have, frankly, given us no explanation as to why you're trying to kill us. You keep saying we're loose ends, but we don't know what that means. I think it's safe to say we have no idea what the fuck is going on here. Like, you can't just claim we're loose ends when we clearly don't know what we've done.
Why don't you roll a practice roll for me, Lily?
Please, dear God, let this be a good fucking roll for once in my goddamn life. I'm too nervous. I can't click the button. There we go. Okay. All right, +2.
Which overall, +2?
+2 overall. Yeah, I rolled a -1, so you know.
Here's what happens, Lily. It's not nothing. What you're talking about is not nothing. It's not a huge slight, but it's not nothing. And so it feels like it should at least kind of make an opening for you to press or further take advantage of in this negotiation. But as you say it, you feel you see it and feel it having more of an effect on Zedkiel than you think it, even in your confidence, than you think it should. His failings as a host are not an especially major transgression, but it seems to be diminishing him more than you thought it would. And End of Days to your left, who had held up 4 fingers to the shiny clavicle lady before, kind of points. And as he does that, Zedkiel starts screaming very loud. There's like overpowering bursts of light. This room that you're all seated in becomes a disco very quickly. And all 6 of you are surprised when the chairs under you just kind of disappear and you all fall to the ground. The 3 uniformed folks to your left immediately kind of jump into action. End of Days and Clavicle Lady, who I'm just going to say her name is Tara, just so we can kind of put that Clavicle Lady to the side.
I mean, hey, I asked for the name. You're the one who didn't give it to us.
Yeah, no, that's on you, Reuben. She's now Clavicle Lady forever.
I apologize. The retcon, she introduced herself as Tara, but she said, but don't but I'm also a bit standoffish, so take that into note with my character. Anyway,
No, she's a chronomancer.
yeah.
We couldn't know about
Classic
it till now.
chronomancers.
End of Days and Tara kind of spring to action, jumping towards you. Max just kind of stands there and starts kind of maniacally laughing. No, not maniacally. Like Santa Claus, almost. I mean, it seems maniacal given how much of a mismatch it is for the situation. But he's just laughing these like loud laughs. They get more and more kind of booming as they happen.
Ho, 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 merry get fucked.
Exactly. And he runs up to Tara and End of Days and slaps them both quite hard on the back and then charges towards Zedkiel. Since Zedkiel kind of popped this whole situation off, I'm going to have him take the first move. And we've been out of combat for a little while, so I will remind you all that the way this combat is going to work is any individual kind of acting groups will each choose who wants to take a turn from their group as we go. So Zedkiel will take a turn first, and then there'll be a turn from three of you, whoever wants to do something.
So wait, can we clarify? The Greys are charging at us or at Zedkiel, sorry?
Two of them, Tara and End of Days, were charging you. Max has kind of stood there, laughed, and then slapped Tara and End of Days on the back, and you're not really sure what he's about to do after that. Zedkiel is kind of these bright rainbow blasts of light are kind of just like bursting out. And I want everyone to roll a wits check for me, and I'm going to roll 3 wits checks over here too.
Oh, damn it.
I got a 3.
Same.
5.
Oh, Jesus.
As these blasts of light fold over everybody, you see these like shapes, these colored squares that seem to kind of impossibly fold and morph around themselves, always being perfectly square and always at right angles, but somehow still spinning and emerging from spaces that you can't quite make out appear in front of your eyes. Max's laughter gets a little bit more unhinged. Jackson, I'm going to mandate that you take the next turn for your group.
Yeah, okay. So they're charging at us, or we're kind of between them and Zedkiel, right?
It's more of a triangle at this point. Zedkiel was in front. You six were all kind of seated next to each other. Those chairs and pedestals have disappeared. Yep. I should clarify. Tara is kind of facing towards you and holding her hands up kind of a bit menacingly towards you. End of Days is actively charging towards you.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't see what choice I have, but like Jackson's gonna sort of put his hand on his on the hilt of his lumen saber. The act of which, like, I've always sort of pictured that him actually like putting his hand on it kind of gives him those Jedi vibes where he gets like calm and like actually turns him a bit more into the sort of person who would pull out a fucking laser sword. So yeah, he's gonna sort of do that and then ignite the lumen saber and I guess charge at End of Days because he's still a bit grossed out by that handshake.
Why don't you roll a brawl for me?
Ah, yeah. Why did I pick this stupid fucking item for Jackson? That will be a 1.
Perfect. Well, End of Days also rolled pretty badly.
I actually rolled really well. I'm just not good at brawl.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, as you charge towards End of Days mutually, I guess, End of Days starts screaming, almost matching the screaming that is coming from Zedkiel. This like panicked shrieking. The panic has not reached its face, though. It's kind of deformed face as it charges towards you. But you swipe at it with the lumen saber. You land a hit, and one of its arms just completely comes off. It almost like flows off from where you cut it. It's kind of like flops and splashes to the ground. And as it hits the ground, parts of it splash into liquid and parts of it shatter into little shards. Okay, I think End of Days is kind of still just shrieking at you, but Tara, standing behind, is going to kind of reach into a pocket and kind of pull out something that you don't quite see, but she kind of folds her hands out and you notice this kind of gust of wind kind of blow past her, lifting up this what you now see is like an origami crane that is just kind of flying towards you, towards the three of you. Can I get everyone to roll dexterity for me?
1.
2.
5.
Okay. So Jackson, you're going to take 1 physical stress. The other 2 of you manage to dodge out of the way as this crane kind of flies towards you and then lands on the wood in front of you. like wood and metal pipes kind of splinter up from where it lands, folding into this kind of methodical crane shape that splinters up and pierces towards you, trying to like catch you with these jagged spikes of wood and metal from below the ground.
Just to confirm, did we lose any stresses when we had our nap?
You were wiped clean, so you're fresh.
Okay,
Again,
cool.
sorry, we didn't confirm that. Right,
that is a lot less stress on Jackson.
Max Jones kind of starts circling around you. His laughter has got a bit more maniacal, but he's kind of like grinning from ear to ear now. He stops laughing. Who is going to take a turn from your team next?
I can, unless you wanted to do something and have a good idea about it, Linus.
I've only got like a fighting action. If you have a better idea for like a smart way out of this, I would defer to you.
Better is, I don't know about that, but I have an idea.
I want to hear it.
All right. So Lily will go next and like look at the three goons basically coming the fuck at us. Look how much this worked against Zedkiel, and like draw herself up and say, by the ancient power of customs dating back to the birth of Athena, your breaches of hospitality here damn you in the eyes of all who follow the law. And I bid all four of you to be cast out. Society? I'm kind of... It's hard to keep a full length. I mean, I wouldn't be a good practitioner.
Can you roll rapport for me, Lily?
I can certainly try. I think my rapport's not that good. Oh, it's okay. So +3 all up.
Okay. You see your words have an effect. I've said rapport specifically because you're noticing Zedkiel. When he initially started screaming, you weren't sure if it was an attack or what. I mean, it seemed to be at least partially an attack. You now see that something more is going on. Your words have definitely had an effect. His scream becomes more and more pained, and something is happening to him. Let's have it be Zedkiel's turn next. Zedkiel, this wood and metal pipes that have spiked up, Zedkiel kind of claws one of his hands towards it, and you see it almost explodes. I'm going to get the three of you to make dexterity checks, but it also is going to affect End of Days, who is right nearby, as well as Max.
Oh no. You said dexterity?
Yep.
Just a -1 then.
Oh, same.
+2.
Okay, you two are going to take 2 physical... Sorry, not Roman. Roman, you're fine. The other two take 2 physical stress. I think, actually, I'm going to make that for you, Lily, 3, because you are still blind.
Ouch.
So you are much worse at reacting to things like this in time.
Yeah.
Max and End of Days also kind of get a little singed as this wood and metal that was now jutting up from the floor kind of explodes, but not into shards of wood and metal, into like feathers that billow out, kind of coloured feathers, rainbow-coloured feathers that billow out. Where they touch you, they leave these like burning scars. One touches Max, and he kind of shakes his head a little bit. And one touches End of Days, but it almost seems to have no effect.
Do physical attacks work against Zed?
I'm sure they would have some effect.
Yeah, I was just checking if I knew that or not.
Roman, do you have something you would like to do?
Yeah, I've got an idea. So I duck down, I pull out Cubby, I throw him in the air, and I say, fist bump, Zed's face.
Cubby obediently flies towards Zed's face. Do you want to roll a technology check for me to see how well this maneuver goes?
Oh no, -2. But I've got a +4, so +2 all up.
Okay, Cubby slams very rapidly into Zedkiel's face. And he kind of falls backwards into the ground, and you see him. You see the wood beneath him splinter a little bit as he falls backwards.
Does Cubby come back?
The Cubby is just over there, like kind of next to him right now.
Okay.
Again, Cubby is a cube. He can't... How would he come back?
Well, he can kind
fly.
of project himself a bit, right? He has like little propulsion systems. Can everyone roll a wits check for me?
3.
4.
2.
Max just runs up and punches you in the face, Roman. And he's kind of grinning from ear to ear as he does this. Do you want to roll brawn for me?
Oh shit. I got nothing. So I got a -3 then.
Okay, great. You're going to take 2 physical stress as Max Jones punches you in the face. To Roman, I don't think you noticed this, but Jackson, you definitely notice Roman starts smiling, grinning as he is punched.
No.
Oh no, I'm smiling.
Yep.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Zedkiel is going to send out just like blasts of rainbow light, but this time just towards Max, Tara, and End of Days. So you 3 are off the hook here. They all kind of get hit by these blasts of light and get knocked backwards slightly from you. And Zedkiel stops screaming and just kind of collapses, unconscious.
What happens to those 3 when he goes unconscious?
There's just nothing. I mean, they get hit by these like blasts of light, but nothing additional happens to them.
So they're still coming at us?
Yes.
I was kind of hoping he was mind controlling them or something, and that it would run out.
Nope. It is your turn, team. What's the play?
Lily has another wordy idea, unless anybody else has something.
No, I mean, Jackson, being the tank of the group, is just going to keep smashing with his Lumen Saber, unless somebody suggests he should do otherwise.
Yeah. Okay. So Lily is gonna try something. Then.
Mm-hmm.
So Lily is gonna like look at the 3 of them, like very blatantly attacking us, and like draw herself up again, and she's gonna try for the fucking words, and she's hopefully not gonna fuck it up. So like seeing that Zedkiel's like passed out now, and kind of inferring the relationship between them, she's going to say, "You 3, your master's obligations for hospitality are your obligations for hospitality. Stay back and cease your assault of 2 unarmed guests, lest I be forced to call you forsworn."
Okay. End of Days, I think, steps... It doesn't seem to have any effect. End of Days steps towards you, Lily, kind of menacingly, although he only has 1 arm. And you hear this hissing voice come from his mouth. "Just another loose end." Lily, you kind of take a half step back as he kind of rushes towards you. And as you do this, without quite noticing, you've inadvertently placed your way into the path of a piece of roof that has become slightly damaged from all of the kind of explosions and attacks that have been going on in this immediate area. And it falls directly towards you. Can you make a dexterity check for me, Lily?
Oh no.
Wait, so did End of Days do that by talking to you?
I don't know. Dexterity is that's a +2.
Okay. You kind of slightly leap out of the way, but it still catches you in your foot, and you're going to take 1 physical stress.
I am still blind, so if that means my roll was
right.
worse,
Let's make that 2. Thanks, Lily.
So that takes me beyond my 3 boxes that I have here.
So this is fun.
Remember the boxes work. They're like Boolean digits. So you have 6 total, right?
Oh, right. So, I got hit for a 3, so I've put a tick in my 3 box.
Yep.
I've just now been hit for 2, so I'm going to put a tick in my 2 box.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think you still have 1 left.
Is that true?
You do have a 1 box left, yes.
Okay, cool.
If you take any more than 1, you're going to have a consequence, which is like a more permanent damage.
Yep.
But we'll get to that shortly. Your turn, Trio.
I would like to go because I do have something I want to try as I also try to continue stabbing End of Days.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess as he takes another swing at him, Jackson's going to say, "What the fuck does loose ends even mean to you people?"
Okay, I mean, I don't know if that's something to try or just to kind of whip, but all right.
Well, I'm hoping I get an answer. Like, they just keep calling us loose ends. I still don't understand. Okay, brawl.
Yeah.
That's a 1.
Okay. End of Days, his skin almost seems to slough around the blade as you swing it through, and it seems to just pass through him with no effect.
Is he going to answer my question?
He's not.
What a dick.
Roman, what are you going to do?
Do I get a turn now?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Wait, what about Max?
Yeah.
We'll get to them in a second.
See, that's why I
Okay.
don't like it.
Yeah, okay, right.
First things first, will Cubby fly back to me?
I guess you're kind of you've kind of become a cubby bender. If that's what you want to do, sure. Maybe Cubby will come back to you at the end of this turn. How about that?
Okay. Man, I've got no tools of action. Short of, can I go up to Lily and kind of like ready both of us for any impending attacks?
Mm-hmm.
So, is there anything nearby I can grab to kind of use as like a defense, or like I've got like a wrench on me or something that I can use?
Yeah, I mean, there's like pipes and stuff and like wooden planks that have come up.
Okay, so I kind of grab them like a pipe and wooden plank and kind of aim to use them defensively next to Lily and I.
Yep. Cool. You walk over to your good friend Lily. Jackson, you see Roman seemingly walk over to Max and just kind of stand next to him with the pipe ready to go.
Oh God.
Tara kind of reaches into her kind of shirt and pulls out this thing that was this medallion hanging around her neck. It's like a little peace sign, but it's kind of like spinning, almost like a fidget spinner, I guess. Pulls out another one of these kind of origami things. This one's looks kind of like a chatterbox, you know, the old thing you would make that kind of answers questions for you. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I remember it, kind
A
of.
folded paper chatterbox thing.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Those are cool.
And kind of like folds it flat and kind of tries to frisbee it over towards you guys. Jackson, do you want to make a... No, actually, Roman, I think. And I'm not going to have you make a check because you're a little bit out of it at the moment. This thing just kind of comes flying towards you, and this chatterbox kind of like folds up around you. Lily and Jackson, well, I guess Lily wouldn't, but Jackson, you just see Roman kind of enveloped in this paper, and then he's gone.
Oh boy.
End of Days is looking very badly injured and is backing away and looks to Max. And Max is still just kind of grinning and having a great time as he is charging towards you guys, trying to punch you. I'll give the two of you an opportunity to take an action.
God, Kippos, what do we do? That's not Jackson asking. That's Elliot now. Elliot's also scared and concerned.
Well, I mean, yeah, Kippos is also scared and concerned. So is Lily, to be honest, actually. I think I'm going to hit them with the Forswearing. Because as much as they didn't seem to react to it, they might have really just kind of been bluffing about it. Because I think we have pretty fucking good argument for Forswearing them.
So what are you going to say, Lily?
Oh, Jesus.
You can go first then. If that doesn't work, I'm going to charge at Tara with the Lumen Saber because I'm clearly not doing anything against End of Days, and she's a tank, so...
If that doesn't work, they're probably going to call Lily Forsworn.
Yeah, that is a risk. It's a big play. What was the logic for forswearing them? Like, let's just run through it super quick again.
Yeah. Okay, so
we're just gonna table talk this out.
Yeah. Just so Lily doesn't completely fuck herself here. So basically, they are like minions of Zedkill, right?
Yeah.
Zedkill invited us into this place under like the rules of hospitality, right?
Yeah.
Which he enforced because he did offer us like seats and food and like sustenance and stuff, and it did affect him when we hit him with it. So he is definitely.
So I don't know if Forsworn is breaking the rules of hospitality Forsworn, or is it just like it's some sort of?
I think to the degree that they have, it is because they're very blatantly attacking guests in there that they have offered basically safety. So like the idea behind hospitality is that you can't like they have to be allowed in, given food and sustenance, and kept safe from you and yours, right? Like you can't invite someone in.
It's your call. I would just avoid the word forsworn, but I absolutely like the idea of attacking based on the rules of hospitality. I just wouldn't go for forsworn. I'd just go for you broke the rules of hospitality. And
see, I think the problem is if we don't go for forsworn, I don't think it'll work. I think we kind of need to hit them with something big like that, or they're just going to shake it off.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're the one doing it, so it's your call.
Oh God, yeah. So like my thought for it is based on the severity of the breaching of the rules, right? Because it's not like they just haven't offered us water, although ZKL didn't, which is a real bitch move, and is definitely a breach of hospitality. But they're like explicitly trying to kill us. Well, okay, not trying to kill us. We don't know that. They are explicitly attacking us to cause harm.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, like I wouldn't use the term trying to kill us because they might not be.
Yeah, technically we don't even know if I'm still alive.
Yeah, but they're definitely trying to cause us harm.
Yeah.
I think it's something we can say with like 100% certainty. And that just seems like the most fundamental part of the rules of hospitality is like you don't invite someone into your house just to assault them. Well, just for you or yours to assault them, right? Because it's not like you can just get around it by saying, oh no, my servant killed you, therefore I'm fine. Like you are promising them safety while in this house.
Yeah.
And I suppose
yeah,
if we, I am a little bit worried on like the tie between like being able to drop this like forswearing on Zedkiel as compared to dropping it on the minions. Because I think there's a very good argument for like trying to forswear Zedkiel. Whether or not that would work based on him being an angel, who the fuck knows. But forswearing the minions is a little bit more iffy.
Yeah.
I'm like running off the assumption that they have to take on that same responsibility that their master offers while in the house.
I'd level that at them and tell them to stop, or you'll call them in breach of the hospitality rules or whatever.
But I just did. That was my last turn and it didn't work.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess go for it. I don't know.
Oh, fuck. This is, in a lot of ways, this is genuinely scarier than the relative ship. Because Lily might just be like about to sign her own death warrant here. Ah, fuck.
What are you going to do, Lily?
Lily is going to panic quickly. Big lot of panicking. And Lily is going to like look at the three of them and then look down to Zedkiel. Yes. So Lily is going to basically see like that the threat has done nothing and like look around at this entire clusterfuck that's happened in this house. And she's going to whisper a quick prayer to Athena and say, by the might of Athena, the god of civilization, I, Lily Valdo, cast Zedkiel, End of Days, Tara, and Max as being forsworn, having broken the rules of the most basic rules of civilization, that of our assumption of hospitality. I label each of you forsworn as first, upon invitement into your home and the promise of safety, Zedkiel, you brought in your three underlings to threaten us and to do us harmful violence through a trap. Secondly, Zedkiel and thusly, you other three, you have failed to offer us sustenance and comfort, instead holding comfort for yourself at the beginning, Zedkiel, and only offering limited sustenance once requested. A great breach of etiquette and hospitality. And finally, the three of you, as well as Zedkiel, have done us harm, potentially attempted to murder guests in your house that you have promised safety, and abducted a guest in your home, and sent them to places unknown.
A few things happen at once. First of all, Zedkiel, who was kind of unconscious on the floor, wakes up and immediately starts screaming again. Lily, do you have your sight on right now?
Yeah, she hasn't turned it off.
Okay.
It's the only way she can see, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what happens. You see Max, the leader of this trio, look at you and almost smile for a moment. And he says, Zedkiel's not our master.
Yeah, fuck.
Before Zedkiel's screaming kind of overpowers everything here. And Lily, your sight turns off first. But secondly, for the other two, Reuben, we'll get to you in a moment. Reuben, you're not really seeing any of this happen right now. Jackson, you see kind of coloured light wash brightly over this entire room, and it recedes. Your eyes start to adjust again, and the three militia folks are just not here anymore. They're gone. Looking over, this entire house is kind of crumbling a little bit from this light washing over it, and a pool of red starts to appear below Zedkiel, spreading out for a little bit before stopping, and then being joined by a pool of green, blue, and other different colours as he kind of slightly melts a little bit and deflates into light, kind of liquid light falling onto the ground. Lily, your sight has turned off, but nothing else immediately seems to happen. And you guys kind of stand there a little bit unexpected, not really sure what's going on, as Zedkiel, you stand, the two of you, alone with Zedkiel, as he kind of melts slightly on the floor, panting heavily. He has now stopped screaming.
Where the hell am I?
This episode of Pace was produced from the donations of the Duff Media community. If you want to become a donor yourself, head to patreon.com/duffmedia. Thanks to our players, Elliot, Kippos, and Linus. If you'd like to talk with fans and the crew, head to duffmedia.com/discord. And of course, Pace is based on the Otherverse setting created by Wildbow. Support him at patreon.com/Wildbow.